A federal FFCT High Court has struck out a 2-count charge of criminal conspiracy and forgery filed against the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, his deputy, Ike Kweramadu, former clerk of the National Assembly, Abubakar Kaswa, and the current deputy clerk of the federal government of Nigeria. The trial judge, Justice Yusufu Halilu, struck out the charges following the application by the prosecuting counsel, Mr. Aliu Umar, withdrawing the case. The Senate President and his deputy have maintained they are not guilty in the charges brought against them in the case. Data feeds still coming through in one place simultaneously on all our social media platforms. channelstv.com, youtube.com/channelswap. You can follow us right now live on Facebook. We've got all our platforms on social media covered. Be part of the show. Tweet at Gimba Omar CTV and use the hashtag State of the Nation. Air your thoughts on the subject. Supporters of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, in Edo State have taken to the streets in Benin City to state the protest there, protesting against the outcome of the just concluded governorship elections. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, had declared Mr. Godwin Obaseki of the All Progressives Congress winner of the polls, beating the PDP candidate, Mr. Osage Ezeyamu, to second place. A large crowd of PDP supporters led by Mr. Ezeyamu gathered at the party's secretariat in Benin City, from where they marched through major streets and have called for attention to what they called a rigged poll. What does this mean to the people of Edo State? Could this be a signal of yet another long-drawn legal battle between the PDP and the APC in the state? We're also following up on more major stories, crime stories, insurgency in the northeast by Boko Haram, who have largely been defeated as a new spate of crime, kidnapping, hits Lagos State in the past month. The abductors of vice principals, a teacher, and pupils of Lagos State Model College, Igbonla, in Ekpe area of Lagos State, have demanded 100 million naira ransom for the victims to regain their freedom. Will they get their demand? The Lagos State Police Command has deployed the Rapid Response Squad and the Decoy Marine Team in search of the victims. It's prime time in Lagos, and this is State of the Nation. Welcome everyone in Nigeria and the rest of the world. You're watching State of the Nation and I am Gimba Umar. We begin with some of the latest interesting stories hitting the country at this time. Data feeds still coming through in one place simultaneously on all our social media platforms. You can be part of the show. You can watch us live right now on Facebook. We've got all our media platforms covered on channelstv.com and channelstv.com as well. Be part of the show. Tweet at Gimba Umar CTV and use the hashtag State of the Nation. Let's date back to September the 24th, where 3 aggrieved aspirants of the All Progressives Congress, the APC governorship primary elections in Ondo State, condemned the decision of the party's national chairman, Mr. John Oyegu, on the primaries. The aspirants decried the alleged rejection of the recommendations of a panel of inquiry set up to investigate the outcome of the elections by the national chairman of the party. The panel had recommended that the election results should be cancelled and a fresh primary election conducted. The 3 applicants, Senator Ajayi Boniface, Mr. Olushola Oke, and Dr. Olusegun Abraham, had petitioned the APC leadership on the results of the election, which produced Olurotimi Akeredolu as the party's flag bearer in the November 26, 2016 governorship election primary still expected. That is bygone by now. Let's see how much mending is taking place in the Ondo State APC ahead of the elections. Victor Ola Bimta, a party chieftain and a former governorship candidate in the just concluded Ondo APC primaries, joins me on State of the Nation to look at the issues as they gear up towards Election Day. Many thanks indeed for coming on State of the Nation.
Thank you very much. Good evening, viewers.
You've been watching how this drama is unfolding in your state and, of course, in your party. Delegates have claimed that the election was characterized by fraud. And many more non-delegates did vote in that elections. Has this in any way robbed on the integrity and the process of the primaries?
Thank you very much. Let me say from the onset that by the grace of God, the primaries conducted in Ondo State on September 3rd is one of the best primaries ever conducted, excluding the process that people are complaining about. I think the chairman of the panel did a wonderful job, and a free, fair and primary was conducted. At the end of the primaries, the candidates who were involved congratulated the winner. And if you have congratulated the winner, it means you have accepted the result of the election. Within 24 hours, there were a lot of U-turn. Some now saying that they have discovered some areas where the election was not properly conducted.
Like the delegates said that we had non-delegates voted in that election. Can you confirm, is it true?
Let me tell you, there is no way this can be confirmed unless there is a way of proving it. Because, for example, there were 3 accreditation centers. At each of the accreditation centers, there were agents of all the aspirants there. Before you are accredited, you are confirmed to have been that you are a delegate. As you are confirmed and you are accredited, then you move, the security move you into a van, a vehicle that is waiting. And when the vehicle is filled up, they take them to the voting center. And that was what was done. Therefore, unless there are ways by which it can be proved beyond reasonable doubt that there were non-delegates that voted. Yes, there were some showing on the TV that some people, they were not accredited, they were not delegates, they voted.
So what more proof do you need?
You see, when you see this,
what more proof?
Let me give you an example. Somebody came on TV. He said he was giving money to go and vote, and they caught him on the road. From there, he entered a bus. From the bus, they took him to the center. He voted. He left the place. Such a person, he has no integrity. If he has integrity, how can they pick you on the road and they give you 10,000? Which means they could as well give you 10,000 to lie. All that we want to do is that if such allegations are laid, and there are people who had come out, then the police should come in, get them arrested, interview them, interrogate them, and find out. And I want to let you know that there is no electoral process anywhere in the world that is absolutely free and credible. There are some areas, and that is why the president just this week has inaugurated a committee to look into our electoral reform so that we can continue to correct. To me, if 2 people go into a contest, somebody will emerge, whether one way or the other. I think at the end of the contest, we should all come together and then move forward.
I'm looking at your position now. You were not part of the 3 who petitioned the party at the national level. Matter of fact, you're among the 23 others aspirants. Now that Rotimi Akeredolu has emerged from the primaries, what is your stance?
Ab initio, let me tell you, during the primaries, but during the time we were campaigning, I made it absolutely clear to everybody. What is important to me is Ondo State. What is important to me is my party, the All Progressive Congress. What is important to me is that our people in Ondo State are suffering as a result of lack of good leadership. And I knew that we have abundance of leadership within the APC who can pilot the affairs of that state.
But your crisis is
I made it absolutely clear that whoever emerges as the winner, I'm going to support. One, to make sure my party.
Your party is divided now, APC in Ondo State. Why do we have that rift?
In any electoral process, there are bound to be skirmishes here and there. We have skirmishes. I think that one is being laid to rest now. Today, in my state, the flag bearer of the party, Rotimi Akeredolu, met with the state chairman of our party, Honorable D.I. Kekemeke, and with the state executive of the party, and they are resolving the crisis between the party and the candidate has been laid to rest today. And D.I. Kekemeke, our own chairman, had promised that he will liaise with the national leadership to make sure that all the crises are resolved so that we can go together united into the November 26 elections and win.
What is the source of the perceived rifts within your party? What's the source? Is it a national problem or is it a state problem?
As far as I am concerned, what happened in Ondo State, if I may put it succinctly clear, is a followership failure.
How then?
Yes, the followership failed. The followership did not tell the leadership the truth. The followership were, you know, in a family, let me tell you, if you have a father, he has 10 children, he cannot love the 10 children equally. If there is one thing to share, that father will have a preference for one particular son or daughter within that family. But if the father now calls some lieutenants to say, this is my preference, they should know how to subtly go about it so that it does not cause rift within the family. Now there is a rift within the APC family in Ondo State. Our father, our leaders, they will come together very soon. They will resolve this rift in the interest of the family, the APC family. Some of them built APC with their sweat, with their blood, with everything they have.
So what do you suppose the situation will be now that you're moving to November 26? When
the situation is going to be better. We are trying to resolve all the crises, and the crisis will be resolved, and the leadership of the party will move members to Ondo State to support the candidate of the party for the November 26 election.
But you will also agree that now that you're having this little rift, as you put it, that's a basis for the opposition to capitalize, and possibly you may not be smiling home at the end of the day.
We will smile home by the grace of the day, because if you get to Ondo State, our people are tired of the government that has been there for almost 8 years now, and they want a change. And that was why initially when this crisis started...
But you cannot sit down there and tell me that the past government has not been up to its bill. It has developed schools, it has developed roads. I've known that Mimiko has done a lot of things for the people of Ondo State, and they're quite happy with it.
Let me tell you something. The Mimiko government was building mega school. As at today, almost 8 years that government came into office, they have not built up to 40 mega schools in Ondo State. And for your information, in Ondo State, we have about 1,300 primary schools. If in 8 years, you have not built 40 out of over 1,300, how many years are you going to build the rest? And for your information today, because the government went into that useless project, they didn't prepare for it. When you get to those schools today, the children who attend those schools, they are paying. When you come, it's probably about heart. They talk about carrying heart, whatever they call it. They talk about Ilea, where they have this mother and child. There are only 2 mother and child hospitals in Ondo State.
And you feel that that's inadequate?
And the 2 are in one senatorial zone, in his hometown Ondo and in Akure, the state capital. Ikare is there, Oka is there, Okeagbe is there, Okitipupa is there, Igbokoda is there, Ilele is there. All of them are there.
What are you expecting differently?
What you see, as far as the people of Ondo State are concerned, they are owing about 8 months' salary. Ordinarily, Ondo State is not supposed to be owing.
Go to ordinary Anambra. Let me put you on a pause there. I want to thank you so much indeed, Mr. Victor Olabintan, a party chieftain and the former governorship candidate in the just concluded primaries in Ondo State. We do hope that you pull through, and this time you're watching State of the Nation.